there was some kind of
But
salmon with the sauce that
but
looked just different,
salmon
just
can be
wonderful.
just so. I should have tried it. I should have tried it. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
I mean,
Okay, depends what you're
the
feeling.
meal was like it's kind of like a little bit considered a higher price place, but our both of our meals were it was 50
$18, 18,
when it
$19
was
for each.
$53 was the
Okay.
total for
Hmm.
our meal, and then plus tip. So, and we didn't get drinks or anything like. They had some fancy drinks. They have drinks that are all lit up and ones that
Hmm.
are in
Hmm.
dinosaur cups, and I mean it
Oh
is a
yeah, they
happening
have real
place.
fancy drinks. There were drinks with like smoke coming out the top and
Yeah.
everything, and volcano
Yeah, I had the
drinks or
steak
whatever.
fajita and it
Yeah.
was fantastic. And it wasn't, you know how usually when you get steak fajitas, it's all chopped up steak and everything. These were big. I mean, I got it in the
Big
refrigerator
pieces
now.
of steak.
Big
Yeah.
pieces of steak. So I can't
That's
wait till a
Right.
little later on to heat my leftovers. You know? Oh my
yeah.
goodness. There was enough leftovers that really we should have only got one meal and split it. So what did
Yeah.
you have?
And so I had a chicken dish. This was no ordinary chicken dish. This was mole chicken. Mole is chocolate chicken with plantains and black beans and rice. It was so good. And why I got it was because of the chocolate sauce and because of the plantains, because that's not something I normally get. I mean, what
Right.
they had the normal recipe, they had the normal dishes like the fajitas and the tacos, burritos, all this stuff. But I saw chef specials in this little category, and I thought, oh, let me try one of these.
Yes.
So good,
So Barbie,
so
yes,
good.
I was married to a man before. Judy wasn't. So yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem talking about it or anything like that. My husband and I were married for 20 years. And see, and a lot of times I feel like I'm repeating myself when I tell this story, but I do realize with all the new people that come
Yeah.
in, a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people are dealing with their own issues and everything. I
Hmm.
was married for 20 years. I all to a man. I
While you do that,
also
I'm going to get refill
Okay,
for our
that'd be
coffee.
great. So I
And
also
hey, Nate, I
realized
see you there.
that when I was just a young kid is when I realized that I was gay. I realized that I was different. I didn't know they called it gay. I just knew that I was different. I knew that I liked, girls. I thought they were pretty. And so when we so I did marry a man because I tried to do, what society felt like was, the right thing. And so he was a real nice guy. We had our first 10 years of our marriage was very nice. We had a good time. We had a couple kids, we did just like everybody else. We got in debt. We had, a mortgage and everything, we were pillars of the community, the whole works. But, in that, he had a couple different affairs, and so with that, it caused just like every other marriage, not even bringing into the fact of my sexuality, because I had made a deal with myself and a deal with him and a deal with whoever that I was going to just like stay in this. I made a promise that, to love, honor, and cherish and all that stuff. So when he cheated, it was like such a relief to me because it actually let me out. It was like, oh my God, I can get out of this without me looking like I'm the one that's trying to get out of this. And so, no, I don't, Desiree, I wouldn't say bye. I mean, I don't know what you would call me. I mean, because I think that's a whole nother subject there. But as far as
Yeah,
like,
sorry.
I knew, like I said, as a little kid, um, I liked women. And so I remember even telling him, while we were married that, I felt like I was, a lesbian. And he was like, oh, no, no, you're not, and it's okay because I took his word for it because I was dealing with the struggles myself. I,
Right.
I was waking up in
So
the morning
you
having
would have accepted whatever confirmation he gave you.
Right. I was waking up in the morning where I'd had a dream during the night that I had been wild and passionate with some woman,
Uh-huh.
and then I'd wake up and I'd just be like, oh my God.
I think
And
I'm a
I'd say,
lesbian.
I think I'm a lesbian. No, you're not. Go back to sleep. And he's like, okay. It's so that's how that worked out and everything. So several years went by and I dated, after him and I divorced, I dated and I didn't date any men because I had spent 20 years with a man and I was pretty much over it.
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
pretty much over it. So I dated a few women and everything like that. And then along came Judy.
And
And she
Edie
just
was so afraid of me. She did everything to scare me
she swept
off.
me completely off my feet. She swept me completely off my feet. We met at the
No
Ohio Women's
way.
Festival. I thought she was
Mhm.
about the cutest thing that came up the pike that was over the age of 50.
I was over 50 then.
You know, she was over the age of 50. We could talk grown people talk,
Okay.
but we didn't have to talk old people talk. See, because there's a difference.
Mhm.
You know, if you guys know what the difference is, you know, there's a difference. There's a difference when old people talk old. Look, they know what I'm talking about. You
Yeah.
know, I
Thank you
mean,
for all the gifts.
yes,
I
thank you
like
for all
this.
the gifts.
You
You
know, that
know,
feels really good hearing you talk about how I swept you off your
you
feet.
did,
That's
you
nice.
did. You just,
That's
I mean,
nice.
I looked over at you and I'm telling you, I know the first year I didn't pay much attention to you, but the next year when I looked at her, I thought, holy crap, she is a cutie. Why do you think I got crazy when I stalked her? She gave me her she had her nerve. I asked her for a phone number. What'd she do? She gave me her email address. Who
Yeah.
gives somebody an email address? So she gave me her email address and then the stalking began.
Her
Because I
stalking
happened
me, not me stalking
yeah,
her.
I
Yeah.
happen to know one person that we had in common that was on the internet that I was able to find, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I mean it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't easy. But I found her, you know, and made it happen,
Yeah.
you know, and yeah.
Yeah, so you looked up all kind of information about
Yes.
me. And also Edie had told me that she thought that I had written her off because I said after this festival, with music festival where we met, that I was going out of the country on travel and that I would contact her when I got back.
Yeah.
And so Edie thought that I just wrote her off, but you went and stalked and tracked me down and find out about me anyway,
Well, I
huh?
just wanted to know because I thought she was really cute. I mean, she
Yeah.
was. She was just like,
Yeah.
and honestly, I mean, this is unbelievable. She had such an innocent look. Remember that innocent look I talk about? Look at that face. It's just so innocent. She's not, but she has, you know, yeah.
uh,
So I want to thank all the new followers. I see we got Karina, the new follower, and any other ones. Okay, the Untamed. Thank you very much for being a new follower. You know, thank you very much for hanging in there and having a good time. Hey, I'm Edie,
I'm Judy,
and
and together
together
we're
we're
the
the
Rainbow
Rainbow
Grannies. We
Grannies.
come on here every Saturday and Sunday morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. You know, we might be a little late sometimes. We might skip a weekend here and there, but for the most part, we got to wake up in the morning and have our coffee. And here we are. We like to have it with everybody here on TikTok and YouTube. And if you're on found us on TikTok, you can look up former lives over on YouTube because they get recorded there. So we've got
Right,
both going.
right, and those
And
will tell you a lot of our story and
and I
stuff, you
see a
know,
lot
and
of
share it.
questions coming. And how old were we when we met?
Well,
We
wait,
were,
I want to tell them that
yeah,
other question that just came up. They
okay.
wanted to know how our children
Yeah, I
reacted
saw
to
that
it.
one too.
So I have two children. My children are grown. I have a daughter that's 34 and a son that's 39. And
Right.
you
And I've
have,
got one child, a daughter who's 40. Now,
right.
my daughter grew up with me already knowing that I was gay. And so she grew up in a queer family, in a queer environment and community. And how she feels about Edie, she loves Edie. She has such a great time with Edie. My daughter is married. They have a baby, and the baby is 3 years old now. And and
Do you want to go
I'm
take
sorry.
care of that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My daughter texted me as we're on here, which I find very
And she
funny.
texts the same thing Judy was saying at the
Yeah,
same time, you know,
right.
so it's really weird.
So yeah, with my daughter, she loves us, and the baby
So,
just comes over to the Rainbow Grannies and
oh,
stays over
yeah,
with us. I mean, it's all great. You know, the
right.
son-in-law is wonderful.
Well, my kids grew
Yeah.
up in a household. If you want to go take care of that, I can talk about it. My kids grew up in a household with the basically what it was like two straight parents. They grew up with me and their father, thinking that I was just straight mom and dealing with day to day life and all that kind of stuff. So it was a bit of an adjustment to the kids, you know. When when I came out and decided to start dating a woman, and there we were, and it just but now that that was years and years ago. now that the dust is all settled, my children love me very, very much. They were never like, no, they just went, my kids just went with me. It was
Mhm.
just the way life
Mhm.
was. Mom was still mom.
Yeah.
I still had a relationship with my kids where, they never like acted crazy, like, you're
Uh-huh.
gay. No,
Uh-huh.
nothing like that. If anything, oh, I just got this new bracelet that my daughter bought me last week from Punta Cana.
Yeah.
And it's a little pride bracelet. And my son, he sends us pride stuff all the time and everything like that. So,
And something that really touched my heart, so I'll try to say it without crying. When
uh-oh,
Edie and I got married, and so all of our kids, gave what is that called? Not
speeches,
speeches. Well, is it speeches or toast?
toast, yes,
Yeah, they all gave a toast. One of the things uh, that Edie's daughter said, my daughter grew up as an only child. And one of the things her daughter said, looked at my daughter and said, pointed to a brother and stuff, now you've got siblings.
right, yep. So, but she
So.
didn't know what that entailed. All she knew was, oh, that's nice. She don't know that but coming from a family that had no siblings, she don't know that there can be some crap involved in them. There can be good, but there can be bad. But but it's good. I enjoy watching you all Saturday mornings. Love your live. Thank you very much, Kevin Newton.
Yeah, and I'll add more than this. My daughter also, she's very close to, I have a sister and brother, and they've got kids, and my daughter is real close to all the kids. Like, instead of cousins, they all seem like siblings. And they all, grew up with that, you know,
Right.
with me being gay, and then,
Right.
loving
So
on Edie and me together and all of that.
right.
So
So
it's
with my
been great.
family too, any of you know that how it is that to be in an African American family. A lot of times there's a lot of negativity when it comes down to the LGBT
Hmm.
plus
We're
community.
already a minority, and now you got to do this.
Right, right. It can be, but with my family, a couple of them, I would say, took some adjustments,
Yeah.
getting used to, who the new Edie was, which really
Hmm.
wasn't the new Edie. It was just the one that I had been suppressing
Right.
for 40 something years.
Hmm.
But,
Hmm.
those who have, I don't, honestly, those who don't have never accepted me, I don't even know who
Who
they
they are.
are because they have fallen off the wayside, and it's
Hmm.
just somebody I probably never communicated with anyway, so it didn't
Hmm.
matter. Those
Hmm.
who have, like reached for me, I have an Aunt Barbara out there that lives in Canton, and Aunt Barbara has loved me no matter what.
Hmm.
So it's
Yeah. Hey, family. Theme, you make me miss my wife. She passed 8 years ago. I'm really
Granny.
sorry, Granny Amy.
So Phenomenal is
Yeah.
our newest follower, and Granny Amy is our newest follower. Thank you very much for following us. Anytime you send gifts, we really appreciate them too, because the gifts go into an account and it allows us to buy a pizza. So Rainbow Grannies get to have a pizza. Thank you very much. And thanks for sharing it. Hey, make sure you're tapping the screen here. Tapping is clapping. We got 81 people in here right now. If you all tap the screen about 60 times, that'll bring that number right up to. And then you see up in the top of your screen where there's like a little heart. Well, if you click on that heart, I don't think it costs you any money at all. You click on that heart and it puts like this funny little heart thing on my head. Let's see. Somebody click on. There you go. See?
There you go.
Hey, yeah.
Nice. We got a birthday tomorrow.
Uh-uh.
Nate over in the UK. It's his birthday tomorrow.
Oh, Nate.
So, Nate, it's your
It's your
birthday.
birthday.
Happy
Happy birthday.
birthday. It's
It's
your
your birthday.
birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday. It's
It's
your
your
birthday.
birthday.
Shout
Shout hooray,
hooray,
hooray. That's
hooray.
what I came to say.
To say,
Another year older and
why is
wiser
it
too.
too?
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Nate.
Nate.
So Nate has been with us a long
Long
time.
time.
We've been online here for 4 years or so, at least.
I think 5.
Maybe, I don't know. Time is.
Mm-hmm.
We've been on here getting up, doing we took a little time off there for long, but not long,
No,
because
yeah.
we missed doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So Nate has been here for a long time, and I just happy birthday, Nate. I know things have changed throughout the years, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
Nate's gonna be 33 tomorrow.
Hey, thanks all for the new followers. Look at there,
3-3.
follow, follow, follow. You guys are really like on it.
Follow the
Anybody that's
yellow brick
not
road.
following, shame on you. Rainbow Granny's going to spank you. I'm going to spank them with my pride flag.
That's right. There you go.
I'm good.
There's
I'm
your pride flag. You
I,
can spank them.
okay. Actually, good thing,
And you're
because
going
this
to
is
have
the
a
only way
rainbow
you're going
butt.
to keep from getting a spanking is if you follow. Because otherwise, I just get my pride flag out and just spank the heck out of you. What do you think?
Ooh, I think that's a good idea.
Look, that's good. Look, nobody else wants a spanking from the pride flag. They're all jumping up there saying, "I'm following this. I'm following this old lady here." Because when it comes down to getting an ass beaten, if by chance I say something that gets us knocked off of TikTok, let me tell you,
You can find us on YouTube.
we got a YouTube channel, and our YouTube channel is Edie and Judy Rainbow Grannies. So make sure you're following on our YouTube channel, Edie and Judy Rainbow Grannies. Did I tell you thank you very much for the cup of coffee?
Oh, no, you're
Well,
welcome.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so Nate's asking if we heard about the new ruling the Supreme Court in the UK has passed about trans. And I did. There was all this controversy in the UK because anybody could say, hey, I'm a trans woman, and then get into women's shelters and stuff like that. And so it caused great controversy, right? And so Supreme Court passed something. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but the trans women community sees it as a bad thing.
Yeah.
And because and it's just all the controversy. It's kind of like where people say, "Oh, can trans women, participate in women's sports?" This was more like a lot of women who go to shelters felt unsafe if there was a trans woman there pre-op and that kind of thing. But I think even more than that, there was some kind of sweeping rule in the UK that anybody can say I'm trans, and that's that. And it was just too broad that scared people.
Yeah.
And so it's.
I just want to say, Sweet Marie, I just saw where, I'm really glad you're here and stuff. I see where you've been in the hospital. I'm glad you're hanging out with us. We've been missing you, but we're glad you're here right now for when you can be and everything.
Hey, Kathy, I see you on YouTube.
Yes, thank you for everybody that has jumped over to YouTube and is following us over there because it's all right.
Yeah. So, well, any of you here, when we talked a few weeks ago about sumo wrestling, we watched sumo wrestling competition over in Seattle. And I brought it up because I was thinking about the trans people and trans people from the trans community in sports. And we did see trans women participating with the women's division, saw a trans man participating with the men's division. And, and all these folks, I mean, it was sumo wrestling. Never seen it before. I never knew what that was like. I don't think I would enjoy it because you lose too fast. If you win fast, that'd be great, but you also lose too fast. I mean, somebody got to win, somebody got to lose.
Well, I think it all has to do with a lot of leverage. You get down, get low, and get to pushing. Get down, get low, and get to pushing.
Ooh, hey, why don't we practice?
I could probably write a song about that.
I think you could.
Get low, get go, get low. To the window, to the walls, to the sweat. Okay. You know Judy's bad. She's such a bad girl. You're such a bad girl, Judy. Bad girl. Bad. You so bad. I think I should.
The trans flag.
Oh my God! Stop it! Don't make me spank you with the trans flag. You guys, you are so bad. You make Judy bad.
You do.
Let's see. Oh my, Dutty Granties. I think maybe it's supposed to be something else, but I don't know. Yeah.
I want to say something here for when we talk about I was talking about how much of the cis community was afraid of trans women, and Nate pointed out, yes, and it's also vice versa with the trans women. They live in a lot of fear too.
Yeah.
So thank you, Nate, for pointing that out, because that's what we're pointing out all the time. I was just trying to talk about where I heard the controversy going, like why would the UK even make a rule like this? So anyway, yeah, we live in a hefty political climate right now, but that's why we're here for just a couple hours of cheer.
Yeah, just having a good time.
Cheer, because we need to like decompress and laugh. And then we can go out in the rest of the world.
Hey, thanks for the new follow. A dub. That's an interesting name, huh? A dub.
Oh, I thought you were singing me a new song.
I was. And so Scally.
So we heard about how you stalked me when we met.
Yeah.
So the story of when we met about how I reacted when I met Edie. The first year I met Edie at the music festival, we was at a campfire and it was dark out, and Edie was flirting and flirting and flirting with me. She was saying, "Are you an OK Cupid? I'm an OK Cupid. I'm going to find you an OK Cupid. I'm going to find you an OK Cupid, right? What's your name
That
on
was
OK
vodka
Cupid?"
talking.
Yeah.
That
And so,
wasn't
and
me.
all the tape running through my head is she's on OK Cupid, and she's like, with everybody she sees on there, that I'm not going to away from this person.
Mm-mm.
And then the next year I went to the same festival, and I wanted to cook my food on the campfire for breakfast. I went to the same campfire looking for Edie, not even realizing that's what I was
She was
doing.
stalking me. She was stalking me with her
And so,
weenie. She had her weenie and she was stalking me.
and Edie wasn't there at the campfire, but guess where she was? Camping right on the side of the camp where the campfire was.
So yeah,
And
you
I
come over
found
there
Edie.
talking about,
Yeah.
can I cook my weenie on your grill?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. She was running
Yeah.
around with her weenie, just stalking me, trying to
Yeah.
like warm her weenie on my grill, you know.
Mhm.
And of course, I told her, yeah,
And it
you
wasn't even
know,
a grill.
no, wasn't my grill, you know. But
Yeah.
I knew, you know, everybody shares grills at those festivals and stuff like that. So, you know, I want to tell you all for I want to thank you all for like watching us and having a good time today and everything. It's been really nice, you know, sitting here talking with you. Anybody that's not following, make sure you follow now, because you want to make sure you get a notification every time, each and every time that we come on, which is on Saturday and Sunday morning. We'll be back tomorrow morning at
Mhm.
8 o'clock in the morning. Yep. See,
Yeah,
that's
and
it.
I
Make
want to
sure
say
you follow so
anybody
you'll
who's
get a
on
notification.
Yeah, I want to say anybody who's on TikTok who was on YouTube, our YouTube shut down, it's up again, and you can come back onto YouTube if you want to. I'm gonna give you kisses so we can
Get all them gifts.
all these gifts. That was a wet. Oh, I just got so excited kissing you.
You know that drives me crazy. You know, and not a good crazy. It makes me like yuck. It's like, see,
Now that was
how's
your
that
tongue,
feel?
wasn't
How's
it?
that
I
feel?
didn't do that to you.
How's that feel?
So now you're
What?
in
I don't even
trouble,
know what
aren't
you said.
you?
I'm not afraid. Help! Help! Yes, I am. I'm afraid. Stop it. Help. Okay. Are we even now? Please
For
tell
a
me we're.
while.
Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here with me and helping me.
Edie will kiss my hand every time we get a gift now.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Sloth. So, Sloth, what part of Pittsburgh are you from? If you don't want to tell, it's okay. I understand. I just saw
Wow, thank you for the gift.
Senior
Wow.
Banana's name pop across my screen too. Senior
Yeah.
Banana, we did go to.
Banana.
Remember, we went to the
Mount
senior.
Oliver, but I grew up on the north side.
Oh, okay. Remember, we went the other night to the senior potluck. We
Yes.
went to a senior potluck, like
Yeah.
the senior group that I belong to, and
Yeah.
at 50 years old and older is a bunch of cool old people, and we get together once a week, twice a week, every once in a while, and have coffee and
That
hang
is
out.
Edie. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm at work.
Right, she's still working, and so. You know, it's really nice. So we actually had a potluck the other night, and boy, oh boy,
was that fun?
boy, was
That
it a
was
nice
good.
potluck. It had
Did you ever
really
get
nice
the
food.
recipe of that one?
I
dish or
didn't. No, I
the
don't think so. But
recipe
I'm
for-
going to ask him, and when I see him Wednesday,
Mhm.
hopefully he'll write that down, because I really somebody had a recipe, and it had chicken and spinach and mushrooms, and then it had like grated Parmesan cheese on top
It
of
was
it.
like a casserole, some
Right,
kind
but
of
it didn't
chicken
have any.
vegetable casserole.
But it didn't have any pasta in it, which was nice.
No, right.
Yeah, it was
Right.
just chicken and spinach and mushrooms and
I
grated.
wasn't sure was it chicken or turkey because I wasn't even sure. It just tasted so good.
Yeah, but it was really good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's
And
see.
Edie made a ham and green beans and potato dish.
Yeah,
that was
like
really
the
good.
old fashioned. Yeah, the old fashioned. Ham and green beans and
Yeah.
potatoes. You know how, and turns
And
out.
Cooley said, "Now I'm hungry."
Oh my
Cooley.
God. Yeah, it was really good, and it was just nice. There was a bean
Nashville in
there,
the
a bean
house.
dish, and
Mhm.
fruit and all tons of desserts and stuff. It was really nice.
Yeah.
So we had a
St.
good
Louis
time.
Slim is here. I know how we always grab it. Probably every weekend we talk about food because this is the second time we're talking about food.
We're always
today.
talking about food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
love
one of my
food.
highlights, though.
Yeah.
I mean, when you
The
get
food
retired,
review.
there's really not much going on besides what we having for dinner.
Mm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually catching on to this retired thing. I know I had told you guys before that this was kind of difficult when you're not, used to it. Has anyone ever told you too old for TikTok? No. Mm-mm. Did anybody ever tell you were too old for TikTok? That's
So,
funny.
so what's this person feeling about? Like, what are they?
I don't
What are
think
they
they
feeling
mean it. I
uncomfortable
don't think
about?
they really mean it, do they? Or were they trying to be like?
Oh, yeah, they're
Were
trying to
they?
be mean.
Oh, was they trying to be mean? Now,
Yeah.
see, that's it. That would make me like Pollyanny, because I didn't
Uh,
think they were
you
being
didn't
mean.
think they
I
would
thought
be
they were asking a
mean.
legitimate question.
Too old for
Because I have
TikTok?
seen where like people will be on there doing like dance steps and stuff, and people will say mean things. Well, I guess that is mean because they'll say, go sit down, you old lady, and stuff like that. No, no, we haven't had anything like that. Thank you very much. We're living life and loving it. You came here.
That's right.
We didn't go there.
That's right. They must be feeling.
What?
They must be feeling closeted because they're
Oh,
old and they think they're too old for TikTok.
oh,
Yeah, it's okay to
oh.
be old. You can come out
Let's
as
see.
old.
What jobs did you both have before retirement? Well, you know what? Judy still
I'm still
works.
working. I'm an editor for a science organization for a magazine.
Yes, she has like
Hmm.
one of them big time jobs. Me, I was a dental technician. I made dentures
She made
for
people smile even
43
then.
years.
Hmm.
I was the smile maker. I
That's
the tooth
right.
fairy. I made
That's
dentures
right.
for 43 years. I can't tell you if you average like 43 years and I made at least 15 sets a week.
Wow. How many
43,
people did
how
you make
many
smile
sets?
in
I
your
wonder
lifetime?
how many did I like make their second set too?
Yeah.
You figure 43 years, you probably had to have at least a couple sets,
Hmm.
before they, you
Hmm.
know, that's a lot of smiles.
So
I
Edie
actually
spent
have
a
a book.
lifetime making people
I
smile.
don't know where my book is right now, but I actually have a book that has a lot of people in it, their pictures and their new teeth, like their old teeth and their new teeth side
Yeah.
by side. Have I
Yeah.
ever showed you that book?
Uh-uh.
Oh wow, yeah.
No.
I took like before and afters at my one job because I
Yeah.
worked there where I worked actually with patients,
Hmm.
and I tell you, I don't miss it at all. Don't
You know
miss
what?
it.
Something I don't know. What are
I
some of your
miss making
jobs?
dentures
You
though.
miss making dentures because
I
you like
do.
being creative
I
and
like
making.
and I made money doing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was like I could sit there and make something all day long and make. Let's
And
see.
make money. But what? Because the only people I know about what your jobs are is if you also do crafts and all of this. But and a few people have told us they're writers. But what's everybody else do?
Yeah, what do you guys do for a living?
This would be kind of neat.
Yeah,
Never
I can't
even
wait to
thought of
read
this.
it. Those of you that work.
Hmm.
Let's
And
see.
if you're retired, what did you do? I like being retired, but do miss that paycheck.
Yeah, me too. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you're a
Social
social
worker,
worker. I'm
and I'm
a
a
home
home
health.
health care aide. And we know somebody else also who's a nurse. We do a few things. I'm an
uh,
account receivable
Receivable.
regional manager at the largest fire safety county in the
Company.
country. Wow.
A trauma
Trauma RN.
RN. Oh, wait.
Somebody
I think
figured out how
I
many
think we're going.
dentures.
Wait.
Oh my
You need a
God.
trauma RN. I'm
I,
traumatizing you right now.
Now look at this.
Oh my
Somebody figured
god.
out that Edie had made 33,540 dentures in 43 years.
Oh man, it's got to be more than that.
I am a criminal defense paralegal currently pursuing law school. Okay, now Edie got one of these things on.
It's a
So how about here
privilege.
on YouTube also? What job do you have or did you have or would like to have? And here I was a truck driver and I drove for Greyhound Bus Line. Retired nurse. You're going too fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you know what?
Medical
I was
assistant.
telling one of the nurses at it might be Banana, whatever, Senior Banana. We were talking one day, or maybe one other girl. We
Mhm.
were talking one day about it seems like nurses is a really high
Oh
LGBT plus
yeah.
community
Oh yeah.
job.
So retired from banking, now a receptionist. I am a personal development, spiritual growth, and social justice practitioner, 911 dispatcher. I'm a human services caseworker, engine assembler. Wife is a head chef at Michigan State University. And here now we have somebody I could ask what would like to. I would love to be on the radio, television as a news reporter. Law enforcement. I'm an accountant, bookkeeper, and was just promoted to behavioral health administrator.
Ooh,
Wow.
does that mean you get to spank people too? Does that sound like one of those spank jobs?
I'm a medical assistant, LGBTQ plus proud. I wanted to be Jane Goodall when I grew up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's really neat. So all through my adult life, I've noticed a large number of the lesbian community were nurses or nurse. And it's because you
Right.
could be a teacher or a nurse and you have to support yourself. You don't want that whole lot of jobs that were really
See, I
open
always
for
felt
women
like
to walk
teachers wasn't
into.
enough to support yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You always had to be married to a man,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Law enforcement. All right. So, okay. So cool. Yeah. Now, if we go to what I would like to have a lifetime for each career I would like to have. I would like to have many lifetimes just so like this one I'm a playwright, and another one I could make sculptures, and another one I could be an astronaut, and another one I could be a
Well, we got
traveling photographer for
53,000
National
likes right
Geographic.
now. I think this is a good time to suggest people tap, tap, tap on that screen. Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
fun to see it hit on
Oh
60,000?
yeah.
You know, I don't, oh, it's
Somebody
songwriter.
here's
That's a
an
good
songwriter, an archaeologist.
Wow, those are things people would like to be, right?
No, I think that's who they are. What they are. Oh no, maybe what they like to be.
Right, because you throw that in there
Person.
too.
Okay.
So that's
Right.
cool. A
Right.
songwriter. Where have all the flowers gone?
Hey, we just made up another song before.
Let's see. I've been tapping like crazy. I know
Low.
you have, Nana of 6.
Okay. Tapping
So,
is clapping.
We're going to wind down here. We've got about 10 more minutes we're going to stay on. In those 10 minutes, you know, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Make sure you're following so that tomorrow when we come on, you'll get a notification. Tapping is clapping. I'm going to get ready here and I'm going to be heading out and I'm going to meet my daughter and we're going to do a little bit of shopping.
And Denmark is in the house.
Hey, Denmark, how you doing? And there's Top Mama. She's our new follower. And Yancy, yes, shall be. Let's see, what state are we from? The state of insanity?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Mississippi's in the house.
Porsche, thank you for being a new follower. Very much so. Yeah, so we'll be on here tomorrow around 8 o'clock in the morning. You know, if you follow us on our YouTube, I do extra YouTubes over there on my plants and stuff, you know, a little bit of gardening thing or whatever. Oh, wow. I knew 2 people from Evansville, Indiana years ago. One was a transgender
Texas
woman.
in the house too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one
was just, you know, a regular woman. But okay, I'll talk about it for a second. The one I knew, like, that was a transgender woman, when he was married to a woman, and like he decided that he needed to transition. Mm-hmm. So he went out before he even got divorced and stuff. He went out and he got boobs, mm-hmm. and like would only dress. See, I don't know if this is considered like what, because he got boobs, but he would dress like a man. But I think at nighttime, so it may not be transgender. It may be like just, I don't know. He would dress like a woman at nighttime, you know, and what do you think?
And with physically transitioning also already then.
Yeah, he had boobs on. So we had a friend that came to visit, a friend of mine, you know, Bridget, friend of mine, Bridget. And so I called her into the bedroom and called him in there. And I said, show Bridget, because I had never seen him before. Uh-huh. And he whipped up his shirt and showed.
We're talking about somebody's good friend. You know, like we would like treat everybody like this.
No.
Talking about a good friend.
Yeah, it was a good friend. And he whipped up his shirt. And so, I mean, because he still liked being a man, but he liked having boobs.
Right.
So I don't know what, I don't know. I don't think he was really transitioning. I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
You don't either, huh?
Well,
You
no,
don't
I
either.
don't know. I mean, we look at the spectrum of people being who we are,
Right.
and so whether it is
You should have
already a
seen Bridget's eyes
woodlands or not,
when because she didn't know he
you
had
didn't
boobs.
know.
So when he whipped up his shirt and showed Bridget his boobs,
Mhm.
oh my God, I thought she was gonna die. You know, because she was just like she just never expected it. You know. Anyway, thank you very much for following. Let's see, maybe he was just a drag queen. Maybe I don't know, Lauren. I don't know.
Because you have female impersonators or straight men and drag queens or gay men. So I don't, these are the terminology, the
Well,
words
maybe I
we
mean
learn.
he was still
I
married to
don't
his
know.
wife and everything.
Uh-huh.
So maybe he liked boobs so much he wanted to have a set of them.
There we go.
You know, that way you don't have to ask nobody, can you touch theirs?
I have a book about that. A drag queen falls for a guy coming out.
Huh. You have a book
Okay.
about that, huh? That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
You like them? You like them
'em?
so well you don't want to get your own though, right? I mean, I like them too, but I'll stick with just one set. How long we been together? We've been together 11 years. Yeah, so. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I know. I'm always opening up the pot with a whole bunch of crap. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm gonna thank you all for coming with us today. I'm not even gonna pull up there and have a secret because I don't think I have a secret today.
Because it's just all been told already.
Everything is crazy, just crazy.
Hey, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. Everybody have a great day.
Hey, wait.
Yeah.
This is my opportunity to get a couple more followers. Anybody that is not following on TikTok, follow right now. There's Chanta. Follow right now so that I can give your name a shout out and it can help boost our numbers. We did hit 65,000 likes over there. How about that? Nikki, thank you. Nice, thank you. Victoria, thank you for following. Juicy around the way. Oh my goodness. What kind of name is that? Juicy around the way. Are you? Are you now?
That's the name of the horse in the Kentucky Derby coming
up. Oh, is
right?
it?
But that would be a good one, don't you think?
I don't know. Oh, Penny Boo. Penny Boo, are you saying you just started to follow us too? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's see. Anybody that sees that little heart up there, click on that because that puts that little heart thing on my head. That little heart thing, it makes my head jump around like this. Do you see? Thank you for sharing. Let's see. I followed you on XXX. What's that? What's XXX? Is that, you mean you got your OnlyFans page and didn't tell me? Oh my goodness. No, she didn't. She's on there showing pictures of your feet. Are you on there showing your pictures of your feet? My toenails need cut, or I'd show mine. This could be horrible. Do you think there's people that are into that? There are people that are into all kind of weird stuff. Ones that are into like somebody that has ego talents. Good Lord, that's just nasty. But there are people that like different things.
What can you do?
Yeah,
you like what you like.
Hey, music woman, just because we don't think it's right, doesn't mean that, I don't know.
Oh, a long time ago when we first came on, somebody asked if that's a pirate hat. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah. I think they're from UK. I think it just means with love.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Lauren. See, that's why you're here, to help us. Because I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Yes, you are.
She thinks I am, but that's because she thinks I'm special.
Yeah, you are.
Give me shivers.
I went looking for you without even knowing I was looking for
you. You found me.
Maybe you hypnotized me that
first
time we met.
I did. Here, let me hypnotize. Hey, I'm out.
See you, TikTok. See you, YouTube. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day. Come on back tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.